We do this every single day to start building a little bit of consistency. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. We do this every day to practice a little bit of consistency. We do this every day to make the suffering that we're putting ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to stay consistent with. All right. So, if you're ready, let's work on some hip mobility. First thing we're going to do is called hip cars. We're going to start by lifting our knee up as high as we can. Whee! As high as we can go. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. And from here, we're going to open up our hip. We're going to point it out that way. Open, 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 open. Try to keep this part of your hip in more or less the same spot. Try to get this movement happening a lot from your legs and where this bone, the thigh bone, connects into your hips. All right. From here, we're going to rotate the leg. We're going to bring the ankle up. So it's hidden behind the knee. It's not actually hidden. It's just angles. But we're going to keep going from there. Knee down, ankle up. Woo! From here, I want you to stop, bring the leg down and back behind you. When you bring it down and back, I want you to flex the hamstrings. I want you to flex the glutes. I want you to feel the stretch right here in the front of your hip. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of those on the left side, 10 of those on the right side, and then we're going to reverse the whole thing and we're going to do 10 more of each. All right. These are some of the most important exercises in our whole thing. That's why we start with them as our warm up. They actually do a lot. All right. So take them seriously. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1. What we are building right now is using our own muscles to bring our legs into these crazy positions. We're challenging the strength that we have in some of these smaller muscles, and we are pushing them to make us more mobile. So we're building strength and mobility at the same time. If you don't have the strength to use your flexibility, you're only going to be able to get there if you're sitting perfectly and gravity's pulling you down magically, right? When you have the strength to force yourself into those positions, now you get to do really cool stuff. If you've ever wondered how those martial artists are able to jump and do a split in the air or jump and kick themselves in the head, like kick a water bottle off their head and that kind of crazy stuff, it is because they have the strength to move their legs in these crazy positions. And we are getting a tiny taste of that right here, doing these hip mobilizing movements. I have gotten so excited about you guys moving your legs, I forgot to count. So I'm gonna pretend we're at 8 and we'll just do 2 more, all right? I need open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's 9, last 1, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Oh, my legs are tired. Shake out your legs, shake out your other leg. The hip that's doing all of this motion is gonna be tired, especially if you're brand new to the show. But this leg, the leg that's keeping you balanced, the ankle, the feet, the arch of the foot, the sides here, they're probably also tired because they're trying to figure out what the heck you're doing with this leg and trying to help you balance. All right. So both legs are going to be tired in their own way. Shake out your legs. Give them some love. Breathe in. Let's continue on the other side. Stand up nice and straight and tall with this leg. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Oh, down and back. That's 1, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2, high knee. Open. Oh, ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. Aesthetic Universe 21 on YouTube is back and says hi again. It's 6:33 a.m. Dude, you're on your phone a lot. Open, ankle up, down and back. Earlier today, this is 7 by the way. Earlier today, I ran a spontaneous live on YouTube because I needed to set up something and I figured, what the heck? I'm going to sit here on the floor setting up for 2 hours anyway. Well, I thought it was going to take an hour. It ended up taking 2 hours. But last one, open, ankle, down and back. That's 10. We'll get back to that story in a second. That was our hip cars going forward, part 1. Now we're going to go in reverse. When we go in reverse, I want it to look a little bit like this. We're going to flex our hamstrings, flex our glutes, pull this leg back behind us. Then we're going to lift the leg up to the side. You're going to feel the contraction here in this part of your hip. We're going to rotate the knee down and the ankle up, and then the ankle down, the knee up, and then we're going to bring the knee to the front. All right? That is our hip cars in reverse. I find, for whatever reason, maybe it's because I'm more warmed up, that doing the reverse ones are way smoother. I feel way more balanced, way more control. Let me know how you feel when you do them. All right, let's go. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift to the side, feeling the contraction right here. Rotate the knee down, ankle up. Woo. Ankle down, knee up. Lift that knee a little bit more. Knee to the front. That's 1. We're doing 9 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Where was I with the story? So I was setting up some stuff, some new fitness equipment that I got, and it turns out it took way longer than I thought. But I live streamed it over on YouTube, and it was pretty spontaneous. There was no warning. I just was doing it, so I figured, hey, why not? And Aesthetic Universe 21 over on YouTube came in, hung out for a little bit, asked some questions, and was asking what time of day that was. It was 2 o'clock my time, I think, ish. And that's 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. And it was really late for him. He went to, or her, I guess, Aesthetic Universe. I don't actually know. And that's 10. Now they're back. It's 6 a.m. So that's crazy. Thank you for coming back. All right, that was hip cars on this leg. We got one last leg. Let's get ready to do this. Bring this leg down and back. Ooh, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. I have been thinking about starting something like this in a calisthenics format where we do some strength training using calisthenics movements, so very minimal equipment. And if you would be interested in doing more shows like this with me, let me know. That's 8. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 9. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. Oh, those are our hip curls. That is our first warm-up exercise. Take a second, do a little shake, do a little wobble, enjoy that extra hip mobility. Do some hula hooping, shake those hips out like Shakira, pop, 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 boom, 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 and let's move on into our second warm-up exercise. We are doing some elephant walks. What I want you to do is fold at your hips, bring your belly button down towards the ground. I want you to bend the knees slightly, not so much, and then just relax. Breathe. Now, bend the knee real deep, straighten out this leg a little bit, fold your belly button down. This is a hamstring heavy movement, right? I want you to feel the tension in your hamstrings, and I want you to switch over to the other side. Both hamstrings should be feeling a little bit of something. It's going to be different, and you're going to switch from side to side, but both hamstrings should feel a little bit of something because this is for your hamstrings. There isn't an exact number that we're going to do, and that is because we're going to do as many as it takes for me to tell you about the rest of the show. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of hip mobility and side splits work. All right, we do this every single day to practice some consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we are putting ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you like hip mobility, you know you need to stretch a little bit more, get a little bit of movement done, and you want to work towards some side splits, some advanced hip mobility, then make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, and set a calendar invite, set an alarm, and if consistency is important to you, and maybe you need a little bit of help practicing it, then doubly tap, hit follow twice. I don't even know if that makes sense. I just forgot to say that part, so I need to come back and recover. Anyways, hit follow, consistency, whatever. We're ready to move on. Bring your belly button down a little bit deeper. Fold a little bit more. Fold again. And now that you're really feeling your hamstrings, we're going to switch 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come back into standing. That is our second warm-up exercise. Shake out your legs. Do a little wiggle. Flop. Let's get into warm-up exercise number 3. We're going to be in very much the same position that we were just in to start. We're going to bend one leg. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly buttons down towards the ground. Whee! From here, I want you to take the arm on the bent leg side. I want you to reach across and put it on the straight leg side, on the shin bone. All right. We're going to push off that shin bone, use it to help rotate our spine. Try to extend our arms straight up into the air. If you can't rotate that far, you're stuck here. That's fine. Just try your best. And from here, I want you to rotate your neck. Look at your hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach over your shoulder. Whew. That is half a rep. Let's keep going. Other side. This leg is now bent. This leg is straight. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to the straight leg, pushing off of it to help rotate. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That is one. We got 5 in total. We got 4 more. Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That's 2. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That's 2. Some days you'll rotate real well. Some days you might not rotate well at all, and you'll be like, what is going on? That is completely normal. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That's 3. On days where you're just not feeling it, it's okay. Do your best for that moment in time. All right. If you're not feeling great, you don't have to push yourself super hard. Just because you were somewhere yesterday does not mean you have to be there today. All right. 4 and 5. Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Open it up. Rotate. Extend the arm up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. 4 again. Final one. Let's go. Open it up. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That's 5. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. That is our thoracic rotation. We are done with our third warm-up exercise. Hopefully your spine is feeling a little bit looser and you can have a little bit more movement, a little bit of fun with your back. All right. If you're feeling like some of these muscles and things have never been used quite this way before, maybe don't go shaking too hard, too aggressively. Be a little bit more gentle, mess around, find what feels good, and we're going to be ready to move on into our fourth and final warm-up exercise, all right? We're going to move on into some Cossack switches. They look a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs just a little bit, and we're going to slowly come on down into a deep squat on one leg and have the other leg out here straight, basically doing a side split, all right? For most of us, your legs are not going to like that, all right? So if you're just getting started, try something a little bit more relaxed. Come down, but maybe not so deep, all right? When you're here, this is a perfect place to be, all right? If you're a little bit lower, awesome. If you're lower than that, amazing. If you're super low to the ground, incredible. But wherever you are in this portion, our next step is to move over that way, all right? Whee! If you're a little bit higher off the ground, you might find it easy enough for you to just lean over and switch to the other side. Perfect. Keep doing that. If you're a little bit lower to the ground, you might struggle a little bit more, and you might want to try to have a coffee table, have an ottoman, have something in front of you to help give yourself a little bit of support with your hands to help bring you across to the other side. But if you're super low to the ground and you're feeling kind of stuck right now, definitely use your hands, walk yourself over however you need to. Come on over to the other side. Once you are here on the other side, we've only done half a rep. We got to come back slowly. Come on back. Whee! And that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of those, left and right. And over time, I'm going to throw other variations at you. Feel free to try them if you're looking for more of a challenge. Feel free to skip them if you want to stay exactly where you are. It's up to you. All right. Next, we're going to keep going. Come on down as low as you can. And boom, come on over to the other side, however you need to. That's 2. If you realize you can get low and you don't need your hands, feel free to skip using your hands. That's 3. Keep going. And back. And that's 4. If you want to make this challenging, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter. Lift your chest up, lift your head up into the air, and keep going. Across. And back. Is that 5 or is that 6? I can't remember. 6. I'm going to pretend it's 6. Less is more. All right. Less is more. Keep going. Across. and back. That's 7. And now we're going to change it up a little bit more. If your knees are feeling a little achy doing whatever it is that you were doing, we can make it easier by coming up a little bit and then resuming, coming across, then sinking down at the end. For a lot of people, it's the side to side that makes the inside of your knees a little uncomfortable. So to alleviate some of that, you come up, across, and sink on back down. That's 8. Up, across, and down. That's 8.5. I put up 9 fingers. We're not done yet with 9. Now we're done with 9. Last one. Up, across, and down. Up, across, and down. That up, across, and down applies to everybody, right? I know I started pretty low when I was doing it and coming up. But if your knees are achy and you were here, and you decided to just come up a little bit higher, that works perfectly. All right? It's exactly the point. To make it easier on yourself, whatever level you're already at. Cool? Now that we have done 10 Cossack switches, Cossack slidey looking things, it's time for us to get into our stretches. If you've never been here on the show before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live hip mobility and side splits training. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we do a little bit more fun, make it a little easier to stay consistent with. All right, now that you know that, hit follow, hit subscribe if that sounds like what you want to be doing. Next, we're grabbing a little bit of padding for our knees. The first stretch we're going to get into is a hamstring stretch. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to drop one knee down on the ground, extend one leg in front, and we're going to fold forward. When you do this, you're going to really enjoy having a little bit of padding. Doesn't have to be fancy. I got gym floor stuff, whatever. But if you have dirty laundry, roll it up, stick it under your knee. If it doesn't smell too bad, it's good enough. If you have old flip-flops, sneakers, if they also don't smell that bad, perfect. Stick them under your knee. If you have a couch cushion, a decorative pillow, if you have something with a little bit of squish, a little bit of give, go ahead, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to begin. All right? Doesn't have to be fancy, once again. Next, we are going to be in this nice kneeling tall position, all right, where your back is nice and straight. From here, I want you to get ready to extend that leg out in front while maintaining this nice and tall position with the rest of your body. From here, belly button, we're bringing it down towards our thighs. Or if you want to imagine, you're trying to bring it down to the ground. We're going to fold, all right? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Whee! As soon as you get stuck, I'm telling you, no way, no more. Feel free to pause there and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. And let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That's 2. And a third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3. I want you to know very distinctly when we do the inhale, exhale, relax. I want you to just flop into the floor. All right. I don't want you to be bending your back and trying to smash your face into the knee. I want you to just exhale and let your body collapse into a little pile on the floor. All right. That's the goal. So don't try too hard. Just relax. All right. Next, we're going to move. Bring your knees up into this nice lunge position. Try to fold your chest down towards that leg a little bit. And if you can't get your chest all the way down, don't worry about it. Just try your best to fold forward. We're going to put our hands down on either side of that leg, and we're going to slowly straighten out that leg while trying to stay pretty tightly folded. All right. You're going to feel a huge hamstring stretch in your hamstrings, and that is what we want. Let's do that 4 more times. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2 again, knee. Just straighten. That's 3 again, knee. Just straighten. That's 4 again, knee. Just straighten. That's 5. Once you've done 5, we're going to fold a little bit deeper. I hope you're ready. Let's talk about it. We're going to do something called the inhale, exhale, and fold. We're going to take a huge breath into our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale that air. And while we're exhaling, we're going to fold our belly buttons down towards our thighs. All right? This time we're applying a little bit of effort. All right? We're trying to push our belly button towards the ground. So it's different from the relaxing. This one is the fold while you exhale. Ready? Let's go. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Bring the belly button down.
You guys might not be able to see this, but when I do that crazy exhale for this, I spit a lot. I go. So, you don't have to do it the way I do. If you want to make it silent, that's okay. Just make sure you're exhaling. All right. Once you're here, we're inhaling, relaxing. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That's two. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is three times. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. Knee, chest, straighten it out. That's one. Knee, chest, straighten it out. That's two. Knee, chest, straighten it out. That's three again. Knee, chest, straighten it out. That's four again. Knee, chest, straighten it out. That's five. We're ready to fold again. Ready? Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Ah, inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Third time. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper and knee up. Chest down. Strain it out. Knee up. Chest down. Strain it out. Don't rush the straighten part. That is the most important part. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's three. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's four. Again. Knee. Chest. Straighten. That is five. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. As low as we can. And that's it. That's the whole thing. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 24. 23. My regulars, you don't have to do anything fancy today. Just chill. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. Keep breathing. Keep chilling. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. That is our stretch. Straighten out your back a little bit. Come back into that lunge shape. Slowly bring that leg back behind you until you're kneeling nice and tall. And let's come on back on the other side. Let's go. Boom. Leg is in front. Remember, we're folding our belly buttons down. Big breath in. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Whee! Yeah. As soon as your hamstrings tell you, haha, we're gonna breathe, we're gonna relax, we're gonna fold. All right, inhale, exhale, relax. Let your body flop over. It's chilling, it's relaxing. This is not trying to bring your belly button down to the thighs. It's just relaxing. Inhale, exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Feel the hamstrings lengthening. Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. That is three. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. You ready? Let's go. Knee, chest, straighten. This is going to feel a little bit different compared to the other leg, especially because the last time you did the other leg, you did 3 rounds of these already, all right? Straighten. Ooh, feel that hamstring. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 3 again. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That is 5. We're going to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, fold. Y'all ready? Let's do this. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, fold, fold. Bring the belly button down. Woo! That is a whole bunch. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 2. If your back is rounded right now, arched like mine is, and you're doing it because your muscles are relaxed and just letting yourself drape into the floor, that's fine. If your back is rounded right now because you're desperately trying to smash your face into the ground and you're feeling a whole bunch of tension in your neck, your upper back, your mid back, chill out. It's not that intense, all right? Relax. Inhale. Exhale and relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. Feel those hammies. Knee up, chest down. Straighten out that leg. Ooh, hamstrings. Knee up, chest down. Straighten out that leg. Ooh, hamstrings. Knee up, chest down. Hamstrings. Ooh, knee, chest, hamstrings, knee, chest. Straighten out that leg. I think that's 4, maybe 5. Let's do one more. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. Feel it in your hamstrings. Let's get ready to fold. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Bring the belly button down. Fold, fold, fold. Woo! That is our hamstrings. Knee up. Oh, no, we're not. What are we doing? Inhale, relax. Let your body flop a little deeper into that stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop some more. Third time. Inhale. Relax. That is 3 times. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee up. Straighten it out. That's 3 again. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 4. Last one. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 5. I'm pretty sure we did this for 3 rounds. It's time to hang out for 30 seconds so we can wrap this up. 30, 29, 20, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. I don't know why I was counting so slow. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. Keep breathing. Keep on trying to relax. Let your body flop into that stretch. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Bring your legs in underneath you. Come back into some sort of kneeling-ish position. Take a second. Let your back muscles kick back in. Contract the glutes like somebody's about to spank you. Go, oh, protect your back. And then contract your abs like somebody's about to punch you. Contract the core. Hopefully, those big sets of muscles have gotten a little bit of movement, have woken up a little bit, and we're ready to move on into warm-up exercise. No, we're not. Warm-up's over. Stretch number 2. We're going to do some butterfly. All right? Whew. Take a second, stumble around a little bit if you need to. Shake out your hips, wiggle, 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 and let's get into. Relax. Let your butt go up against the wall, low back, shoulders, head up against the wall. Bring your feet together, pull them in towards your groin. All right, once you are here, we are in our starting position. What I want you to do from here is bring your knees down towards stretch is to stretch out your inner thigh muscles. The way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. I want you to use your glutes. I want you to use your outer thigh muscles to try your best and do exactly that. Once you have noticed your knees go slightly down towards the ground, once you have felt it sort of change, we're going to get ready to use our hands for a little bit of support. All right. I want you to take your hands, apply a little bit of pressure just inside of your knee a little bit. And I want you to try to apply pressure straight down. So you're pushing your legs down into the ground. We're going to hold this movement for about 30 seconds. As you breathe in, no worries, just hold steady. As you exhale, I want you to see if you can apply a little bit more pressure. Push a little tiny bit harder. If it starts feeling painful, it's a sharp, intense pain, stop. It's not supposed to be that way. If it feels like you're in a stretch and you're stretching a little bit more, that is probably normal. All right, let's go. Hands down, inside, apply a little bit of pressure. Sit up straight, lean your back against the wall, and let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale and push. Woo. Hold that pressure steady. Let's go. 30 seconds. Inhale. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Inhale. 22. Push, push, push. 20, 17, 16, 15. Inhale. Exhale and push. 10, 9, 8. Inhale. 6,
1, 0. Hopefully, despite my counting being all sorts of starting and stopping, you were able to apply a little bit more pressure. When you felt like you were exhaling, when you were breathing, you were able to push your legs down a little closer to the floor. And now, relax. Let that pressure go. Retrieve your wrists. They should be feeling quite a bit of pressure from pushing straight down like this for that whole entire time. You don't have to shake them out aggressively, but give them a little gentle motion, a little gentle movement to help remind them that they're supposed to be mobile and not so stiff. All right? Next, we're going to flap the wings of our legs. Flap, 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 flap. Flappity flap, flap some more. Keep flapping. Flap, 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 flap. And make sure your legs are feeling okay before we get into our third stretch. The third stretch that we're going to do is called the pancake. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to shake out our legs, make sure there's blood flowing in them, and we're going to open them up, then prepare to fold forward. I want you to fold at the hips. Bring your belly button down towards the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Keep folding. Boom! This is our starting position. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. The goal of this stretch is basically with our legs slightly wide, at least, we're going to bring our upper body down in between our legs. All right, that's the goal. Whether or not you can do that just yet, that's not the point. The goal is you need to know what we're trying to aim for. All right, I want you to keep your back relatively straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want you to turn into a donut. All right, that's not the goal. The goal is not a donut. The goal is you're taking a triangle and you're making it flatter and flatter and flatter and flatter and flatter the best that you can. All right. When some of us do this, you might struggle with balance. You might not feel very comfortable. Maybe you're getting lightheaded. Things might be weird. If that is you, I recommend you try a seated pancake instead. Instead of standing, you take a rest on something, open up the legs a little bit, and you fold forward. Boom. All right. And then all the other steps that I'm going to describe are going to be the same, right? Just if you need to sit, sit. If you don't need to sit, let's continue. When you are folding forward like this, when your upper body is horizontal, gravity is really pulling you down. To get the most out of gravity, you can do a couple other things. You can extend your arms up past your head so your biceps are by your ears. You can hold on to a small weight with your hands, and that will make it even worse. Inhale. Exhale, and see if next time you exhale, you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. All right. From here, the last thing you need to know is you can open up your legs wider or bring them closer. That is up to you. When you incorporate legs going wide, it's going to become more challenging and it's just going to be different. All right. So do as much as you want, experiment, figure out what's comfortable for you, what's not comfortable for you, and what you want to aspire to do. And then we're going to get started. Let's go. Arms up, butt back a little bit if you need to, and let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 27, 26, 25. Fold your belly button down towards the ground. Fold in between your legs. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Holding your breath is only going to make you more tense. It's not going to make you more relaxed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Put your hands down. Whew. If your legs are wide right now, slowly bring them in. Wiggle your toes in, your heels in, 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 until you can walk your hands up your legs, come back into standing or standing-ish. All right? Once you're back into standing, we're done with our pancake. Let's talk about it for just like 10 seconds while you rest and recover from it. When your legs go wide, your inner thighs get a huge stretch. When you fold more forward, your hamstrings get a bigger stretch. The pancake is a combination of both of them, and I wanted you to sort of have not the stress of starting your hamstring stretch, and that's why we spend so much time doing the hamstring stretch right at the very beginning, so that in this pancake, if you so choose, you can also go a little bit wider with your legs. All right? Keep that in mind for next time. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It is either the pigeon or the figure four if you're a regular. Feel free to jump into whichever one you prefer. I am pretty sure we did figure four last night, so it's time for some pigeon today. I explain one of the two every single night, and it's time for some pigeon. Both stretches have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side, making this little triangle right here. We're going to grab that leg, bring it up towards our belly button, and we're going to bring our belly button down towards that leg, something like this. When you do this, you should feel a stretch here in the side of your hip. That is a glute muscle. You might feel something here in the hamstrings as well. When your leg is rotated, your hamstring is going to be here instead of in the back of your leg. It's still the back of your leg, but when you rotate it, it's at an angle. And you might feel a little bit of something right here where you're actually doing the folding. That is the basics of our pigeon. Now we're going to take this shape, we're going to recreate it on the floor. So come on down to the ground. When you are on the ground, I want this leg to be across your body. All right? I want you to find a midpoint on this leg between the knee and the ankle. Right here, for me, is my midpoint. Then I want you to take this middle line down your eyes, down your nose, down to your belly button. This line is going to split your body in half. We want to meet this middle line to that midpoint on the leg and fold forward. Ready? Inhale and fold. Exhale. This is the basics of our pigeon stretch. What you do with your other leg is completely up to you. If you find it comfortable to extend your other leg out like this to the side, perfect. Go ahead and do that. If you would prefer, you can bend the leg slightly, again, to something that looks more like a 90-90 position, where each leg is pretty close to about 90 degrees at this angle. And that is also up to you. If you've done some yoga, you might know of another variation where we extend the leg back behind us. And it looks a little bit like this. You're going to feel a huge stretch in your hip. You're going to feel a huge amount of pressure in the knee. For a lot of people, it's going to be a little bit challenging. So here is an alternative to let you do that without suffering as much. If you elevate your front leg, most of the time, unless you are insanely flexible, your hips are also going to come up. All right. When your hips come up, your back leg is going to have way more room. Your leg doesn't have to go straight back in order for you to get into this position. So you can take your time building up to a more intense stretch here for your hip, and you can take a whole bunch of pressure off of your knee if your knee's not on the ground, right? So now that you got your versions, let's get into our pigeon. We're hanging out for 30 seconds, and that's it. We're hanging out for 30 seconds. Legs across, midpoint, midline. Let's do it. Fold. Extend your leg back behind you if you want to, again, optional. And while keeping your hips low, we're going to bring our upper body down towards the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into the floor. Feel that stretch in your glute building. Push your feet towards your face, away from your groin, towards your face, and you should be feeling a lot of stretching going on. All right? We're holding this for 30 seconds. Keep breathing. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 18, 17, 16, 15. When you exhale, see if you can drag out that exhale a little bit. Really push the air out of your lungs. See if you can fold your belly button down towards the ground. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Let's switch over to the other side. Bring the leg across. Oh, and find that midpoint, middle line. Before you fold, do what you got to do with the back leg. Keep your hips low to the ground and then fold. Exhale. And let the air out of your lungs as you squeeze yourself into the floor. I hope you're ready. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If you're regular, you've been doing this for a while, you can experiment a little bit with how far you lean to one side, how far you lean to the other side, where you are putting pressure in your glutes, in your hips. Experiment. All right? 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Because, as you know from our hip cars, your hips are full of range of motion. You're capable of doing a lot. So, it could very well be that you've been practicing one very tiny portion of movement, and there's some more out there that you can also work on a little bit. All right? 5,
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. We are done with our fourth stretch. I've been telling you this for a little bit, but this is a hip mobility and side splits show. We obviously have not done any side splits. That's because the side splits are the final thing that we're going to do, and we're going to move on to that next, our fifth and final stretch. We're going to do 3 rounds of side splits, and they're going to be long. It's going to be full of suffering, and I hope you stick with it and try it out. All right. Before we do the actual exercises, I want you to grab a little bit of hand support, and I am looking for my regular stool. I don't know where it went, so I'll use my secondary stool. That's okay. I want you to grab something for your hands that will help you do this. Let your legs go wide behind you. All right. The purpose of the stool is to take a little bit of the burden of your body weight off of the legs experiencing the stretch so that you're using some support for your hands. All right. What you use does not have to be a folding stool. I happen to have a folding stool and it has survived a whole bunch. It's been smashed into lots of places. It's kind of cracked in a whole bunch of places. It's been through many moves and it is perfect for my needs. But if you have a coffee table, if you have an ottoman, that will also do. I recommend having something light enough that you can kind of move it out of the way when you don't want to be stretching or stuck in a certain position. You can kind of go, get out of here. And then you can also get out of your stretch. But if you don't have that thing immediately, if it's not a perfect fit, lightweight and strong, if it's strong, that will be good too. All right. Strong is kind of important because we want it to be able to support your weight. Right. We don't want it to be so weak that you push on it and it collapses. That would be bad. That's how you injure yourself. Cool. All right. So hopefully you've taken a second to grab something that you can rest your hands on that will allow you to open up your legs back behind you. And if you still haven't found something, a kitchen chair will absolutely do. All right. You might be a little bit higher off the ground. You might not be able to straighten out your arms, but you can always go onto your forearms like this. Cool? All right. Hopefully you've grabbed something. Now, I want you to move your butt over to a wall. Butt up against the wall. The wall is your best friend because it's going to keep you from falling backwards. It's going to give you some support. It's going to let you give yourself a little bit of extra safety. All right? You're going to love it. Now, next, I want you to open up your legs decently wide, nothing crazy, just a little bit. And I want you to rest your butt against the wall. Your heels don't have to be against the wall. Your heels, in fact, should probably be a little bit in front of the wall, a couple inches. But your butt, I want you to lean into the wall. And then we're going to fold. Whee! Put your hands on your hand support. Pull your hand support in towards you a little bit and let your legs go a little bit wider. Your butt is still against the wall. Your legs are going a little wider and your hand support is in front of you. The goal is to sort of pinch yourself in between the wall and the hand support so that you're supporting yourself on either side, both behind you and in front of you, and your legs are somewhere in between. All right? From here, we're going to rotate our legs. What I want you to do is this. Have your heels down, your toes kind of pointing up and out, your knees pointing up and out. We're going to do the same on the other leg. We're going to rotate it backwards 90 degrees, heels down, toes up, knees up. This rotates a lumpy part of your thigh bone out of the way into your butt-ish area so it doesn't smash into the side of your hip. And that lets us get into a deeper side split. All right? Next, I want you to adjust your hand support. I want you to adjust your butt. Find a nice spot and slowly drop down towards the ground if you can. The goal here is to find a comfortable-ish spot where you feel like you're in control, where you don't feel like you're about to tip over, you don't feel like you're about to lose balance. When you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling unsafe, your muscles are going to tense up to try and keep you safe, to keep you from slipping, to keep you from falling. If your muscles are tensing up, it's the opposite of what we want. We're trying to relax those muscles to get them longer, to get into a deeper stretch. All right? So try and find a version of this movement where your heels are down, they're not slipping, they're feeling good, they're stable, your hands are supporting your weight, your butt is against the wall, and you're just feeling like, you're kind of stuck, but it's not so bad. All right, from here, we're going to breathe. We're going to try and relax a little bit more. Inhale, hold that breath, slowly exhale. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Remember, your hand support is in front of you. Your wall is behind you. You're kind of pinched in between, squished in between so that you're stable. You're not slipping and falling or tumbling anywhere. All right? Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. At this point, you might have slid a little bit low to the ground. Maybe you started not off balance, but now you're feeling like you're a little tense. If that's the case for you, adjust your hands, adjust your legs, adjust your butt, adjust whatever you need to adjust. Find that comfortable spot again, and we're ready for our side splits. All right. For side split number one, you got some options. No, you don't. No, you don't. I take it back. We don't have options. That's for side split number two and three. What I want you to do is have your heels down, your toes pointing up, and your knees pointing up. The top of your head is more or less pointing up. In this version of our stretch, you're going to feel a lot of the stretch in the hamstrings. That is good. We're hanging out for 30 seconds. That's it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Now I grabbed the stool back because I figured I already am using the stool, so I should commit to using it all the way and show you what it could potentially look like for you to be doing at home. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. If you can, move your hand support out of the way. See if you can crawl forward a little bit. Give your legs a little bit more space so that you can bring them in underneath you. Come into, a kneeling-ish, chilling-ish, not split position for a couple of seconds. Let your leg muscles relax. Let the tension go. And just catch your breath. All right. That was side split number one. We're doing 3 rounds of this, remember? So we got 2 more rounds, and that means in between, we're going to do a little bit of shaky, shaky, shaky. The goal of the shaky, shaky is to help your muscles relax. So I want you to come back into standing and then slowly shaky, shaky, and relax. Shake out your ankles. Lift your leg just a little bit. Hold on to something for balance if you need it. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. The goal is to be able to see that your ankles are flopping from side to side when the muscles around your leg are completely loose and relaxed. That is what we want so that our bodies are prepared to be chill, to be relaxed for side split number two. All right, let's switch to the other side. Shake out your legs. You don't have to shake super aggressively to start if you're, brand new to the show. Take your time, flop, go nice and gentle, and just watch your ankles go. And chances are, if they're flopping around, the muscles that could be stopping them from flopping around are relaxed. All right. Once you're shaking out your legs a little bit, why don't you take a couple of steps? Make sure your legs are feeling okay. If you want to turn into a couple of dance moves, feel free to slide around on your floor and don't go too crazy because your legs might not be working that good. But if they are working good, let's move on into our hips. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down. We're rotating the knee in so that this knee is touching that knee. Then we're going to rotate that leg back out so that this knee is pointing as far out that way as you can. All right. We're going to keep on working some of these muscles in the hip, working on this rotation, especially if you're new to the show. All right. I want you to work on building control and precision with this movement. As you get better at moving your legs through their hip range of motion, you can start taking a little bit more chill, turning into a dance. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And whew, let's shake it out and switch to the other side. All your weight is in the other leg. No, wait, sorry, wrong leg. All your weight is in the other leg. Big toe is down. There's almost no weight in this leg, and we're gonna rotate in, rotate out, rotate in, rotate out, rotate in and out, and 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Hopefully, your hips are feeling a little bit looser now. Your legs are feeling a little looser now because we're moving on into side split number two. Take your hand support. I actually found my other stool. I'm going to use my other stool. I forgot that I cleaned up and I reorganized. So, still learning how I reorganized. All right. We're moving on into side split number two. Same thing as before. I'm going to explain a little bit less. I'm going to move a little bit faster so that you're not suffering holding some of these positions while I explain stuff as much. All right. So it's for your benefit that I have to go faster. Butt up against the wall, hand support in front of you, legs go wide, fold on down, hands on your hand support. Whee! Let your legs go a little bit wider, not crazy, not yet.
Rotate the legs so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. We gotta do this on both sides. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Let your butt slide down the wall. Let your legs go a little bit wider. Adjust your hand support so that you are pinched in between the wall and your hand support. Find a nice comfortable spot where you feel like you're more or less in control, where you're feeling balanced, where maybe you're feeling a little bit of intensity from the stretch, but not because your muscles are going, ah, and trying desperately to fight your stretch. All right? Now, let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Let's do it a third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. When I shout exhale, relax, sometimes I feel like it's like a Harry Potter spell, like expecto patronum, but I say expect, or sorry, what? Exhale, relax. All right. Now that you are in this position, optional wiggles. If you want, you can try and push your right leg out a little bit, your left leg out a little bit. Just push your heels out just a little bit further if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. We're ready for side split number 2. This time around, I want you to lean forward a little bit. All right. I want you to have your knees and your toes kind of pointing forward at like a 45-degree angle, but forward. That way, you can get a little bit more emphasis into the inner thigh stretch. This is what we want. You can do this with the hand support. You can do this without the hand support, however you please. 2, let's do it. Let's start. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. We're done with the second one. Move your hand support out of the way. See if you can crawl your hands forward a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more room to bring your legs in underneath you. Take it slow with control if you can. Don't rush it because that is when you hurt yourself. And kneel, squat, sit, rest. Let your legs relax. All right. Give them a couple of slaps of love, and let's continue by coming back up into standing, shaking out our legs. Shakety, shake, shake, shake. Hold on to something for balance if shaky floppiness is throwing you off balance. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And let those leg muscles relax. And whew, step down. Other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Step down. Relax. If your legs feel like they need a little bit more love, feel free to shake out a little bit more. Take your time. All right, you know what the next step is. We're just doing the hip in and out stuff, right? All of your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. There's almost no weight on this leg, and we're bringing the knee in. We're rotating here where this bone meets your hip socket, all right? We're contracting our glute muscles. We're contracting our inner thigh muscles. We're bringing the knees in and out and 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 whoo. Do a couple of those. You're probably good. Let's move on to the other side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. There's almost no weight. Contract those muscles. Work those hips in and out and 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 whoo. I think we did a little bit more on the right side than I did on the left side or on this side compared to that side, but who's counting? All right, shake out your legs one last time. Let's get into side split number 3. Take your hand support, bring it to the wall with you. Butt up against the wall. Open up those legs just a little bit. Let's get ready to fold. Whee! Hands on your hand support, legs going a little bit wider. You're letting the butt slide down the wall, adjusting your hand support to make sure you are feeling supported forward and behind. And while your legs go a little bit wider, let's get ready to rotate the legs. Our heels are down, our toes are up, our knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Sit back and let your butt slide down the wall. Find a comfortable spot where you feel like you're in control, where you don't feel like you're slipping, where you don't feel like you're body is super tense because it thinks 1 more millimeter and your whole body's gonna collapse. We don't want that. All right. Find a comfortable, almost relaxing, almost like you're in control spot. Cool. And from here, we're gonna breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Let's go for a third. Inhale. Exhale, relax on. That's my expecto patronum attempt. All right, that's a third. From here, optional wiggles. Push your heel out a little to the right, push your heel out to the left, push your heel out to the right, push your heel out to the left. When you're not going any further, it's time for side split number 3. You got options. You can do the first side split stretch that we did where our toes are pointing up, our knees are pointing up, the top of our head is pointing up. And you can just try to sit there for a little bit. You can do the second version where you felt it more in your inner thigh by leaning forward, getting that 45-degree angle with your toes and your knees. Bring your hands slightly in front. I'm going to do a version of that second stretch. All right, let's go. Let's do it. 40 seconds, everybody, this time. I've been doing 30 for everybody and 10 more for me, but we're doing 40 for everybody. I probably should have started counting. This is already exhausting. 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on out of your stretch. Oh, man, that was intense. All right, bring your knees in underneath you. Take your time with it. We're in that position for extra long duration, so be gentle with yourself. All right, that was not easy. We increased our total time by 33%. That is our third side split. Take a second, rest, catch your breath, chill, and man, that was crazy. That felt really long. In fact, I gave up at like the last 2 seconds. It felt really long. All right, come back up into standing when you're ready. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And let's shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I'm gonna move a little closer to the cameras because I feel like that was a really long one, and I want to see how people respond. And Katji says it was really long. Obviously, duh. Kat often makes fun of my inability to count properly in real seconds, and I use Ken seconds. So that's how I imagine that sentence came out in my head based on the context. It's not what she actually wrote, but that's where I think the interpretation should be. All right, let's keep on shaking out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And let's move on to our hips. That was probably enough shaking for our legs. It's probably not. I mean, I feel like maybe I should just do it properly. All right, let's go. Shake out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Probably good enough. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Add in some other parts. Get loose. Get relaxed in. Whew. Let's move on to our hips. All of your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. Knee in. Knee out. And in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. If you're new to the show, you're just popping in the last couple of seconds here. We are putting all of our weight in one leg, and we're dropping the big toe down to the ground with almost no weight on it, so you can lift it up at any time. Right? We're gonna rotate the leg in so that the knees are almost touching, and we're gonna rotate the leg out so that this knee is pointing way far that way. This is working on our hip mobility, building some strength, building some control, hopefully having a little bit of fun with it at the same time. And in and out 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 and in and out. And that's probably enough. All right, let's get ready to wrap with our final two moves. We had joint checks. We're gonna do some hip circles, and we're gonna do some crazy looking calf raises, and then we'll be done. Hip circles are very, very simple. We're just making circles with our hips. Let's go. Pop that hip out. Boom. That away. Slowly come on around. Feel that stretch in your glutes. Ooh. Yeah. All the way around. I tend to feel a ton of crazy tension right here in the left and right sides of the hips after the side splits. So I like to take those corners, I guess the edges, a little bit slower. I don't feel as much in the front of the hip, so I take those a little bit faster. Do that with that information what you will. If you feel like a certain spot needs more time, give it more time. We are in no rush. The show is pretty much over. You can do as much as you want, especially after the show, I guess. Let's go all the way around. Whew. If you're feeling good, you want to keep going, keep going. If you want to switch directions, switch directions. Go the other way. Oh, ho, ho. Take your time with it. Really lean into those parts of your hips. And once you've done enough and you're ready to move on, let's move on into our calf raises. All right, this is the final move. We're going to bring our legs about hips width apart. Not super close, not super wide, about hips width apart. Maybe a little bit wider than hips width apart. We're going to pop into a bit of a squat. Boom. Doesn't have to be a crazy squat, but what I do want you to do is lean forward. All right. I want you to be putting your center of gravity out in front of you a little bit. All right. Now, we're going to push our knees forward as well. When you do this, you're going to feel a nice stretch in your Achilles tendon into your calves. That is what we want. When you've gotten to that position, you can go grab a hand support, go grab something, maybe the wall, perhaps, because we're going to do some calf raises. What I want you to do, lean forward in that squatting position, push those knees forward, and then use your hand support if you need it. Do some calf raises. Lift those heels up as high as you can. Come on down. Reset, push that knee forward. Lean forward. Calf raises. That's 2. Again. 3. And down. Reset those knees up and down. Reset the 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 knees and up and down, reset the knees and keep going up and down, reset the knees. Do as many as you want. For some reason, my calves just keep going today. That's kind of cool. Usually I get really tired by like 7 or 8, but it just keeps going. Anyways, now I'm tired. We're ready to call it. What we just did was some crazy calf raises where we forced our center of gravity forward, and the only thing that our body could do was use our toes to grip into the floor to fight us from tipping forward. All right? We got our feet involved in that movement. We pushed our knees forward, so we got this crazy calf stretch, Achilles tendon stretch, and then we did the calf raise to strengthen them in the same movement. Because we were kind of doing that sorority squat the whole time, our quads were firing. They were going, ah. And then because we were leaning forward the whole time, our low back was also firing, trying desperately to keep us from, you know, falling over. So that was the super combo. We did a couple of reps, challenged a whole bunch of muscles, a whole bunch of different joints. And if you're able to do most of that, chances are you're probably good to go. That is our show. I don't know why I picked up the stool. Just ignore that. That is our show. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility with me today. Remember, we do this show every single day starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. What's the time now? It's 10:05. Okay, so we ran for about an hour and 5 minutes. And that's about the time you should expect if this is your first time on the live, about an hour and 5. Oh, what else do you need to know? Most of the content I make is about trying to make fitness a little bit more fun. Maybe not even seeing fitness as fitness and seeing fitness as just movement, getting your body to do some cool stuff. Maybe do some modern style of dance where you're just flowy and floppy. Or maybe you want to do some really cool dance. You want to do some like break dancing and hip hop. You want to have like boom, boom, sharp corners. That's great. All right. What I care about is that you're moving. The reason why I care about movement is because for most of us, we're stuck in one position for hours at a time. And a lot of the time, that causes a whole bunch of stiffness, right? Stiffness is just when a bunch of muscles get locked up in one spot and they stop moving for a while, so all the other ones turn off, and a handful of them are turned on in like super intense mode, and they forget how to turn off. All right. The only real solution for stiffness is a little bit of movement. And when you're stiff, you're not going to want to move. You're going to be like, oh, my back is stiff. And then you'll waddle around like a penguin for the next half hour until something suddenly clicks and you're like, oh, hey, I'm not waddling anymore. Great. But if you thoughtfully add a little bit of a wiggle here and there for your hips, you do some Shakira hip popping occasionally, you do some side bending, you do some rounding and slouching, and then you do the opposite, popping up your chest. You do a little bit of rotation for the spine. That will help loosen up a whole bunch of muscles. But that principle will apply to everything. If you sit funny, your hamstrings cramp up randomly, moving your legs more, it's going to help make sure your hamstrings don't suffer in that way. All right? So, long tangential example aside, move more, have a little fun. When you got 2 minutes waiting for your microwave to heat up food, when you're waiting for coffee to come out the machine, when you're waiting for something to heat up on the stove, that's plenty of time to get a tiny workout in. A lot of the exercises we did today didn't take 2 minutes, right? We did 10 Cossack switches from side to side. Because of all the explaining that I do, that might have taken more than 2 minutes, but if you wanted to do 10 reps, it definitely would not take 2 minutes. If you could drop and do 10 of those, 20 of those, whenever you were just waiting for something to happen and you were going to doom scroll anyway, that would have been amazing for your hips. All right. That particular movement, the Cossack switch, works on your inner thighs. It works on your deep squat. It works on your ankle mobility, your balance, your hips is a fantastic movement. All right. So if you had to pick one crazy movement, that might be the one. But don't feel overwhelmed if you're like, that's too much. I can't do this. This is not for me. That is not the point. The point is if you had one and you had to do one really good movement, that could be it. But if you got time, you can start with calf raises. You can work those calves. You can do a little tiny bit of knee bend. You can slowly work your way down to some lower squats. You can work your way down to deep squats. You can even just not move at all and just go, hey, look, it's a wall, and do some wall sits. All right. That's not necessarily movement, but it is isometric contractions. You're contracting a whole bunch of muscles. Your muscles are firing, and that also works. All right. That's basically the spiel. Is there anything else that you need to know? Is there anything else that you need to know? I think that's it. I'm going to check out the chat, both on YouTube and on TikTok, and then once I've talked to most people who have commented, we'll wrap up. All right. I'm gonna take a quick look. Oh man, I'm so close. Saturn's world says needed this day. Amazing. I'm glad we were here for you. All right. What else? I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Books to see you tomorrow. See you later. Mdela says, or has a bunch of crying laughter emojis. I don't know what I said because I can't remember, but oh, okay. I was making fun of Cat, I think. Okay. What else? What else? We got some hearts coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Your Javi says, and do the dance. I don't know what dance you're talking about, but sometimes the dance that we could be doing is the stanky leg, where you bring that leg in together, right? We do the in and out and in and out and in and out, right? If you add a little bit of movement in and you just bring that leg in together, it turns into a little bit of a stanky leg. You can add your arms in, make it graceful, but like boom, stanky leg. And you can do both legs, stanky leg, stanky leg. I don't actually think stanky legs are done like that, but you get the idea, right? We're using the joints, we're using the skills, we're using the muscles that we've been working on, and you can start combining it, making it look a little bit more graceful, a little bit more fun, and that's what the training is all about, or that's what I think training should be all about. You should be getting a little bit stronger at some basic movements, and then realize one day you're like, oh wait, hey, you know what that unlocked? Now I can move so much cooler and do crazy things, and if you want to turn that into like dance moves, great. Fantastic. That's really good for your brain, by the way. When you're learning and figuring out how to move in new ways, is very, 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 very good for this thing right here. The brain and the body, these are not separate things. All right? When we have muscle memory, for example, it's not the muscles that have the memory, it's the brain that has the memory, or the neuromuscular system that has that memory. And it is so good at firing and doing that thing. The way the signals travel down into your muscles, into your nerves, are so good at that thing because you do it so often that it just fires off and you accidentally do the thing. And that is partially an extension of your brain helping you do stuff, right? So when you're learning something new, that you're physically doing, whether it's a new sport, whether you're picking up pickleball, whether you're doing rock climbing, or I don't know, learning how to row a boat and not be like super exhausted in 15 seconds because rowing boats are really hard. Whatever it is that challenges the brain to learn new things, keeps the brain healthy and keeps the body healthy at the same time. So do both, right? Run and learn salsa is good for you. Cool. All right. What else we got? Ugh. Do 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 do. Cat G is sending a lot of skulls and bones emojis. I don't know if you have been watching a lot of One Piece or if that's a good sign, but seeing as you commented other things later on, I think you're fine. Kat G says, would be down for the calisthenics. Ooh, good. Amazing. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Do 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 do. King of Darkness says, please reveal our community gift. You can find it by pressing the dot 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 button. I do have a dot 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 thing. I clicked it. It says, oh, live gifts. Is that a thing? Reveal your gift design, community gift. What does that mean? Reveal to make it available to viewers. I clicked it. Nothing happened. Or did it happen? I don't see anything that happened. I don't know what that means. Well, I tried something, and I don't think it actually does anything. Oh wait, what's this? I pressed another thing. Skip to reveal gift. What does that mean? You're the unique gift. Da 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 da. Wow, this is flashing through a lot of stuff really fast. Cat cat. People love the cat. Oh oh. Um. I don't know how this happened, but whatever AI just generated or TikTok just generated is a picture of a cat with the word cat, and it says cat split. Cat, I think, is because I say your name a lot, and all of a sudden it's created a community uh, gift name. Or maybe the cat emojis are being used a lot. That could be it. It did show me a picture of that earlier. I don't know what any of these buttons are. I'm just gonna hit as many of them as possible to get it off the screen so I can go back to the chat. Gift goal? What are we? I don't know what this is. Okay, update. Cool, great. Moving on. What? What is going on? There's a lot of send this gift to my life and being a contributor. No, how do I close this? It's stuck. It's stuck on screen. It's taking up like 75% of the screen. I can't. Oh, never mind. I can just tap at the top. All right. Oh, we're back into the chat. King of Darkness says you would make so much. What am I making a lot of potential monies from? What is this? Chase says welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Tourette says made it and send some cat emojis or cat stickers. That could be why the cat is going on. King of Darkness says love a man that takes care of their feet. I really don't. You just can't see very clearly. They are rough, beaten up, and I definitely could benefit from something like a pedicure. I've joked about getting one for like months, and I've never actually stepped anywhere close to anybody who would do that for me. So, Monkey says, I stand for 10 hours a day, and these thoracic rotations save my life. Amazing. Thoracic rotations are really good because a lot of the time when you are standing, lots of different things get stiff at the same time, right? Like to stay stable after you've been standing 10 hours a day, a whole bunch of your hip muscles also get nice and stiff, and they're just trying to keep you, you know, upright and doing as little as possible to conserve energy. So your spine also tends to be one of those things just up and down the whole entire body that gets stiff. When you do the rotation, and bring a little bit of movement back in, especially when you're doing it intentionally and rep by rep, and you can see how far you're bending or how far you're rotating. It definitely helps to, I don't know, feel like, at least for me, it feels like, oh, hey, look, my spine is still working. Because sometimes on that first rep, I go, oh man, I can't twist at all, I can't rotate at all. But then usually by the time we get to number five, I'm like, oh, okay, fine, okay. Oh man. But number one is really rough. The first time you attempt it is gonna feel real bad, and that is basically how it is in real life, right? When you've been stuck in a position for a while, you're like, nope, nope, I'm not gonna do that again, and then you go back into the position that you're stuck in. Usually, you don't go tackle the thing that you're like, uh-oh, that's a problem. You don't usually go address it, right? Because you have all these other things that you got to be doing. You're like, I don't have time to go figure out what's going on with my back. So most people don't go, huh, that feels like I can't rotate. I'm gonna rotate again. Usually doesn't happen. Most of the time, that mentality just doesn't happen in regular life, right? You just go, okay, that's bad. Let's ignore that and move on and continue without doing that. There's a lot more avoidance than there is tackling the problem. Sometimes, most of the time, that's not a bad idea, right? When you don't know what you're about to do to yourself, that's not a bad idea. But hopefully, while we're doing this live, while you're learning about new moves, you're seeing slightly different approaches. Maybe I'm vocalizing some different ways of thinking about the issue, so that you'll remember to add a little bit of movement into your spine, into your hips, and into the rest of your body. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Ken X Sun says do the L sit. Okay, maybe I'll address that real soon. Che also had the automated message saying, please reveal our community gift. You can find it by tapping da 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 da. I know you didn't actually write that. That's just an automatic notification from TikTok because some benchmark has been hit. So don't worry. Olivas send some thumbs up. Che sending hellos. And that is the top of our live. I'm going to scroll all the way back down and see what we got left. Um, Needed this today. That's so funny. We got crazy cats, gato loco. More cats in our live. It's crazy. Says thank you from Mexico. Aini is saying I'm down for calisthenics training. Amazing. Mandela says yeah with crying faces. So I don't know if that's a yeah to the calisthenics training or just something else I said. Kat says thank you, Ken. See you tomorrow. See you later, Kat. Mandela says I really enjoy your class a lot. Good. Good. Keep coming back. You're trapped. I can kind of see those over there. I'll get to those in a sec. YouTube, I'll get you in a sec. I have been well, part of the reason why the camera angle is super weird for you guys on YouTube is we were trying to see if using the back camera versus the selfie camera would change the quality of the video output. So right now I have no idea what the chat says because it's like on a different screen a little further away and I can sort of read it out of the corner of my eye, but the way it's set up is on a tripod and it's a little confusing and so now everything's just got this weird angle. But we'll get to YouTube chat in just a second. Chereth says, thank you, Ken. And that is the live. Okay, amazing. Medela, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at YouTube Live. What we got? YouTube chat. Aesthetic says, hi, it's 6:33 a.m. Sending tears. That must have been 9:33. So now it is the 7:20 for you. Good morning. Quinars says, welcome back. Love it. Lois213 says, hello. Quinar is welcoming. Mitzi Blue, welcome back. Quinar sends the waves. Crab Shez sends fire, fire, fire emojis. Can you scroll down for me? I can't see anything. Is that everything? Okay, cool. YouTube chat was real quick, real light. I think that is everything. We had a couple of people interested in looking at some calisthenics live workouts, and I will probably look into that in some capacity. How I'm going to do it, I'm not really sure because everybody's going to need slightly different movements for it to actually be challenging to build some strength. Um, when I talk about calisthenics, it is usually from the perspective that I want you to get stronger, right? There is plenty where you're just doing a lot of reps for forever, and stronger in a very specific way, but there's only so much time that we can spend on trying to get one exercise done, right? So maybe there will be a show for picking out your best version of a movement or something, and then we'll be like the first class in a series, and then we'll work on some stuff together. I don't know. I haven't thought about it too thoroughly, but now that I know there's some interest, I'll look into it. Cool. All right. I think that's enough out of me for today. The chat is slowing down. There's only a handful of people left on both platforms. So let's get ready to wrap. Thank you for using the fan cat thing. Is that is that is that what it is? Wait, what happens? Wait, what's on my head? What did you see? I didn't see anything on my head. It looks like what you guys is that possible? What you guys see on your screen when somebody sends something is different from what I see on my screen when somebody sends something. No, I didn't see it on my screen. I saw it on your screen. Oh, it's me. So I don't know if I was just staring at your screen for too long and I didn't. I don't know. Oh, see, I got the cowboy hat. I have a cowboy hat. Now it's gone. Oh, now. Oh, wow. The timing is different. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. I don't know how that works because you guys are a couple seconds behind on everything that I do anyway. So how I don't know. Yes, I see the heart on your screen, but I already missed it. It happens on my screen even faster than okay. I'll stop looking at your screen. All right. Thank you for sending all the freebies. Thank you for sending the gifts. I appreciate it. Even though I'm desperately trying to figure out how to stare at four different screens at the same time and try to figure out how to navigate across multiple platforms while experimenting with camera quality. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Again, practicing that consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. Hope you had fun. I hope you're relaxed now. It's been like 15, 16 minutes. I just started yapping at you. And I think it's time for us to wrap. Hey, we got another cat split. Thank you. I need to go zoom in on the cat split and see what it looks like. But that will come after the show. All right. Goodbye. Closing out. Again, we'll be live every single day at 9 p.m. And you should come back for it. Right? Buddha says, without and about today and miss today. Hey, don't worry about it. Practicing consistency does not mean that you have to do the exact same thing every single day the exact same way. Right? If you have to miss something today because it's gonna make your life better, then please feel guilty and then be like guilty about not showing up to the show. And that's just a lot of negativity we don't need associated with exercise, with movement. Movement, exercise, all that stuff is really hard enough as it is, right? So don't feel bad about it. I'll just see you tomorrow. Cool. All right. Closing out. Goodbye. Peace. Thank you for all the support, everybody. I'll see you all soon. And I don't even know how I'm gonna close YouTube. I guess I'm gonna run all the way around to this side. Peace.